Well, it's road trip season, and that means my family and I are going to be putting a lot of miles on the old SUV, going to seek warmer weather away from these Midwest winters. And every time we do this, I make sure that we have all the tools and resources to be safe while we're out there on the road. And so today I want to share with you two what I consider essential products to keep you and your family safe when you're on the road. Two things I think you need to keep in every vehicle that you take with you, and that is a jump starter and a tire inflator. These two specific products are from a company called Wolfbox. This is the MegaVolt 24 jump starter, and this is the MegaFlow 24 tire inflator. Today we're going to take a look at the features of these products, see why they're essential, and why I believe these are two of the best versions of these particular products that you can get. All right, so let's jump into the unboxing of the MegaVolt 24 jump starter. It's got some really nice packaging. The information on the packaging could be helpful to get you started. Really nice carrying case. The top of the case has all your cords, your chargers, your essentials, and the bottom of the case obviously is the jump starting unit itself. Really great design. I like this case, the portability. This couldn't be simpler. It's got a power button up top. You simply hold it. You can also use that same button for your flashlight function, kind of scroll through the flashlight modes there. Really helpful to have. On the top is the input for the Jumpstart cables, and on the bottom is the USB-C, USB-A charging port, but they're also outputs as well. So they're inputs and outputs, so you can both charge and then send power out to charge other devices as well. Comes with a USB-C cord, and really surprisingly, unlike many other devices these days, it comes with its own wall charger. Here are the Jumpstart cables themselves. They have plastic exterior, that's for safety, and then copper connectors there that your leads are going to connect to on your battery. This portion here plugs into the jump starter itself. Really easy. You can't mess this up. It only goes in one way, so all you have to do is pull this little rubber flap back that keeps dust and debris out of there. Plug your Jumpstart cables in like so, and you're ready to go. It's really pretty simple. Could not be easier to get this going. You don't even need to be knowledgeable about cars to be able to do that. And like I mentioned, it also does come with a wall jack for the USB-C cord to charge. That's really nice and handy if you don't have one of those. It's going to charge up in just an hour and a half from empty, so that's really nice to know. And of course, everything goes back into the travel bag as quickly as it came out, and you can throw this in your car no problem. All right, so let's get under the hood here and let's talk a little bit about the MegaVolt 24 before we actually go into how to use this thing, because it's super simple and that won't take very long. Let's talk about the power behind this product here. You can see right on front it says 4,000 amps, and what you need to know is that each vehicle requires a different level of amperage to help start because battery sizes are different. Obviously, larger vehicles are going to require larger amperages to get started. So if you're, for instance, driving a little Honda Civic, you don't need 4,000 amps to get started, but I drive an SUV that has a truck engine in it, so I need on the larger side. All you need to know is that this 4,000 amp maximum crank power is going to start up to a 10-liter diesel engine. That's a huge engine, and I doubt any of you are taking road trips in 10-liter diesel engines, so just know that it's got power to start not just my SUV, but pretty much any consumer vehicle out there, and that's really important. It's really easy to get started. I showed this in the unboxing, but I'll show it again. These two connectors here, these are your hot points. You're obviously going to be putting red on red, black on black, positive and negative, and all you have to do when you take this thing out of the case is plug it in to the corresponding outlet on the side, and you're ready to go. You kick them in, and it tells you how much battery you have left in here. And all this thing really is an extremely powerful battery bank with jump starting capabilities. In fact, it's got a 24,000 milliamp hour battery inside. Wolfbox says that it will jumpstart your car 40 times on one charge. So that's a lot. It also recharges really quickly with a 1.5 hour recharge time, so you can throw it on the USB-C input right there, charge it back up really quickly, and get back on the road. Throw this thing
in your car wherever you're gonna go. So what if you're out here at night and you're trying to jumpstart your car on the side of the road, it's too dark, you don't know what to do? Well, you've got a light. All right, so come on in closer and take a look at this. And we're gonna connect both of our leads to their corresponding colors. We've got the negative, the black, connected to the black terminal. Make sure you're connecting to the metal part of your post, however you can get it on there. Then you wanna go red to red here. That's the positive terminal, the copper end of the grabber, and now the unit is on, and it's going to tell us the status of this battery. Now fortunately for us, this battery is fully charged, but if it wasn't, this is all you would have to do. It would tell you you're ready to start here. You've got a green light. There's even a boost button if you need to use that, but then we would go inside, we'd start our car, it would jump start right up, and then when you're done, you simply disconnect your leads and you're out of there. It's as simple as that, and it goes back in the bag as quickly as it came out. Let me tell you, this is a vital piece of equipment no matter where you're going, especially in colder weather. You don't want to be stuck with a car that's dead because you've left a dome light on. How many times have I come out to have a car door just barely cracked with a light that stayed on all night? I can't tell you how many, but this will save you a lot of hassle and headache, and this is so much smaller than the Jumpstarter my family and I used to carry around, maybe a quarter of the size. Now let's go take a look at the tire inflator.
All right, let's unbox the air compressor now. Again, it's got a really nice case. This one's a bit heavier, a bit bigger, so it does come with a nice handle. Really love that. Same setup, you've got your device on the bottom, cords on the top. This is a really futuristic, great design. You can see the inner workings. The top of the device is where you're gonna screw in your hose, but I really like the design. Might be prone to scratching, but I think it's worth it because it looks really cool. The buttons on the front are very tactile, power button in the middle, obviously. You can control everything up and down on your PSI, different modes, all different kinds of display options, and it's really easy to kind of get around with just a quick glance at the user manual. This is your 20-inch hose. It screws into the top with just a couple, maybe 3-4 full turns, and I gotta say this hose is really durable. It feels really nice. It's braided. This is some kind of fabric, not metal. This end here is going to plug into or screw into your valve stem. Here's a closer look at the braiding on the hose, and this is kind of walking you through the different modes that we'll go over later in the review. You can do different things other than just pump up a car tire. Here's a needle and some adapters for balls and things like that, the USB-C cord, and a 12-volt charging cord if you want to charge this up in your vehicle. Then you can throw everything back in the case and you're ready to go.
Now, before we jump into the features of this product, I just want to mention that both the Jumpstarter and the Tire Inflator have individual functions, but they're essentially giant battery banks as well. We talked about how the Jumpstarter has 24,000 milliamp hours of power. This has got 12,000 milliamps of power, and you might say, well, that doesn't make sense because this is bigger, but this has got to make room for a double cylinder air pump inside of this. Now, you'll probably see other portable air pumps out there that only have a single cylinder. This has a double cylinder, which gives it kind of that extra oomph to pump things up quickly. In fact, Wolfbox says that this can go from 29 to 36 PSI, that's 7 PSI in 3 minutes. And I've had several small compact travel tire inflators that didn't inflate half that fast. They would take 6, 7, even sometimes 10 minutes to inflate 7 or 8 PSI. And really what this is meant to do is get you off the road when you're in a bad situation. So you can go from broken down on the side of the road with maybe a slow leak and nailing your tire to a tire shop or to a safer spot in a parking lot. So it's something that can re-inflate your tire quickly and give you the ability to top off your tires if they're maybe just running a little uneven or a little bit low. So double cylinder, 29 to 36 PSI in 3 minutes. Remember that, we're gonna test it. All you have to do to put this thing together is screw the hose on here. Now, the other thing I like is that this comes with a 20-inch hose. I have a few of these inflators that only came with like 6-inch hoses, and that's just not long enough because it leaves the inflator dangling from your valve stem and kind of is a bad situation. So this is a 20-inch hose, and all we do is screw it onto the top here. Then once we're screwed in there, we can take off our valve cap and screw it into our tire. Just nice and snug. You'll get that reassuring hiss that you are all the way in on your tire, and then you can turn on the pump itself. And when you turn on the pump, you're gonna get this readout here, this really nice big readout. You'll notice there's a couple different modes. You have car mode, you've got motorcycle mode, you've got bike mode, and you've got ball mode. So you could put a needle in this. In fact, they give you a little needle in the bag, pump up a basketball, but you could do everything from a car all the way down to a basketball. Now here you'll notice as we hit these buttons, you'll see we're now in PSI. That's what we're gonna prefer to see things in. We've got right up here the actual PSI. 41.7 is what this tire is inflated to. And down here we've got the setting. So if we wanna go higher than 41.7, all we do is move this here, 36. We're gonna move this all the way up to what we want it to be pumped up to. I'm gonna go up to 45 PSI. And the pump is gonna kick on automatically, and it's gonna run until it reaches 45 PSI, and then it's gonna shut off. Here we go. You can see how fast it's climbing. Already up to 43. Almost there. And you can see we reached 45 PSI. That was impressive. It was about 3.5 PSI, but we did that in less than a minute. And I think that the claim that it can go 29 to 36, which is 7 PSI in 3 minutes, is verified because that went extremely fast. And we've got accurate readouts of what our setting was and what the tire's actual pressure is, and something that I wouldn't have to hold here. I could just set down on the ground, and that's really nice. So if you're really digging these Wolfbox products, I'm gonna leave links in the description below so you can go grab one for yourself, throw them in your car, never be without them. Okay, so I've turned the lights down just a little bit because I think one of the most important features to test on both of these products is the light. Now I can already tell you that the Jumpstarter light is bigger and looks brighter, but we're gonna make sure that this light is enough to keep you safe if you're on the side of a dark road and need to inflate this tire to get out of trouble. So I'm gonna hit the lights, we're gonna test this in pretty much total darkness and see how it does. Ready? All right, you may not be able to see me, but I'm right in front of you. Holding the flashlight button here, and here we go. Can you see me? Oh, I'm in here. All right, so I mean, it's not bad. You can kind of see what we've got going on here. The hard part is that it's on the top and you kind of need to angle things, but it's definitely enough light to give you the ability to see your valve stem, get it off there, use it, set it down. It's not the brightest flashlight in the world, but you know, I think in a pinch it would get it done, and obviously not as bright as the Jumpstarter light, which might be a more complicated operation, so let's go test that one now. We're on and go. Oh, now this light, over 200 lumens on this light. This is pretty bright. I don't know if you can see me, but this is a bright light. This thing is crazy. Look how it lights up the engine bay. I mean, holding this up over your engine bay, I mean, it is pitch dark in the garage and you can see everything around you. This light is special, and you can really showcase the different flash modes with SOS and different blinking modes, because if you're onto the side of the road and you need help using this light to not just see your engine bay, but tell people that you need help and try to get somebody to pull over, that'd be really useful. So, all right, let's go turn the lights back on. And before I put this away, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that this has both USB-C and USB-A inputs and outputs. So these can be used not just to charge the device, but you can also gain power from them. So I've got my just standard iPhone cable here. I'm gonna take my iPhone, I'm gonna plug it in, and you can see right away, automatically turns on, automatically starts charging, and because this is quick charge enabled, my phone's gonna charge super fast. So if you ever get stuck out there, you have a laptop or a phone you need to charge up, this is a big old battery, so don't underestimate how convenient it is to have a couple really nice battery banks with you at all times. And the last thing I want to talk about is how these products pack away. And for me, this is really important because, like I said, we've had big, bulky jump starters that rolled around in the back of our car, and nobody wanted to keep them in their car because they were too much hassle. You can throw these in the trunk of a car, and you don't have to worry about losing a piece of the product. So for me, the way they pack is important, because if it weren't for these nice cases, it would be harder to say, I don't want to keep that in my car. It's too much hassle. It's annoying. But because they're packaged so nicely, it makes the products even better. So thanks for watching today's video, and a big shout out to Wolfbox for sending over these products and sponsoring this video. If you want to pick them up for yourself, make your road trips a little more safe, then I've left links in the description below. Go check those out. As always, thanks for watching. My name is Joel. This is the Traveler Toolkit, and I'll see you in the next video.